All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out some rush decks, okay? And today's video will probably be a little bit shorter than normal because I am on a little bit of a time crunch. I gotta rush this video, unfortunately. And how appropriate. We're going to be talking about rush decks. I have to rush the video. So let me go ahead and just break this down, guys, tell you what we're getting into so we can dive straight into this. First things first, we are going to check out the lab. We're going to head over to the lab, check out a game of Blue-Black Rebecca versus Black-Yellow Luffy. Okay, very fun. That should be a good time. And then from there, we will head over to 3 games on the sim, and then we will finish off with, checking out the deck lists and wrapping it up in that way. Okay, so like I said, pretty quick video for me, at least by my standards. I'm sure it'll probably be like 45 minutes long. Excuse me, but I will have everything timestamped so you guys can hop down wherever you want to, and in the comment section, I will have all the relevant links and any kind of relevant deck lists and things like that. All right, so you know what you get into, guys. Let's do this. Let's get into this. We got a game of Blue-Black Rebecca versus, wait, where's the leader? There we go. We've got a game of Blue-Black Rebecca versus Black-Yellow Luffy. Okay, so this is, and this should be an interesting matchup. I'm going to go ahead and make sure the volume's off real quick, make sure the speed is on 2x, which it was not, now it is. Quality's up, and we're good to go. Now, one thing I want to say before we start this game off is I think Rebecca is actually very strong right now. I don't know if it's like S tier or anything like that, but it's got to be like around A tier, and I know I have not been putting that in many of my tier lists, or I don't remember if I have or not, but I have to say this. I do think this list is strong. It's just, man, it's like it's missing one thing, and maybe it is just that leader attack. It's hard to say. But anyway, let's see how this game pans out. I have not seen this, of course. This is part of the VV Lab, guys. This is not me playing, for those who are wondering. This is a game submitted by the community. Okay, pause right away. So right away, Black-Yellow Luffy is saying, you know what? I know you're not going to be able to attack me with your leader, so I'm just going to take all of my own life cards in the way that I want to. It makes sense, and this is a pretty interesting list of Blue-Black Rebecca, because it is running Perona. It's doing a top 5 searcher because it has a lot of cards it does not want to get through with the leader effect. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, let's see what happens here. They're going to go ahead and arrange their cards the way they need them and go ahead and use the leader effect. They're going to trash the Kuzan. If this list is running Gecko Moria, which it might be, I don't know what this list is running, then that card will be very handy later on. Okay, they take that hit, which is very interesting. It's interesting they took that hit there. Did they not have a 2K, 1K? I feel like they had Gas and the Hajradin, but that would not have been ideal, I guess, and maybe they were just trying to save the good counter in hand. Because typically speaking with Rebecca, you want to counter out as aggressively as possible, so that way you can actually start using your leader effect more and more every single turn. Okay, let's see what happens here. I think we're just waiting for the opponent to do something. Yeah, they're swinging for 5 into 4. Nice. 2K counter, absolutely. Now we can get our hand size back down after playing out a card this turn. Playing out the Hajradin, -4 there, popping that. Woo! That was nice, guys. That was pretty nice. Playing out the Hajradin, giving -4, right? I think does Hajradin give -4 or -5? Let me see something. He did it too quick. I can't see it. Anyway, it said -4. I saw it. So Hajradin can activate main -4 by tapping down your leader, smash in. Well, don't really smash in. Swing for 4 with the Brook and popping it. Yeah, he's got to let this card. He's got to attack into this Brook. But guess what? That is not how Black-Yellow Luffy works, guys. You have to go face, face, face. Now, of course, there was a blocker for whichever way you swing, but that was a pretty good sign for our Blue-Black Rebecca player, seeing that they're actually interested in taking out our board. Oh, man. Bounce that card back. Oh, man. That was beautiful. Pause. Guys, I'm a big fan of this Rebecca list, having all this tempo and these big characters. And that even curve is disgusting. Playing out the Rebecca... Excuse me. Well, playing out like either a Brook or Rebecca, however you want to do it. Play out the... Excuse me. Leader effect plus Brook, or playing out Rebecca, the 4-cost character, and cheating out a Brook is just huge. And then you can defend it with that Rebecca. And then you play out the Hajradin to pop a 5 or less next turn, and then next turn follow up with Aramaki, bouncing a it can bounce a 2 or less, I believe, as part of the activate main, right? So then being able to, so that hits like a 6 or less back to hand. That is massive, guys. That is absolute. And look at this board now. We've got a 7K and 8K. We've got a 4K, but still attacks and KOs. Okay, Flampe. Our Black-Yellow Luffy player is probably not feeling hot about this situation, and I have to agree. I have to agree with you. Now, again, I do not have the deck list, guys, or anything like that, so I'm not sure about that. You'll have to ask in the comment section below and see if they'll hand it over. Okay, so let's see what happens here. They're doing Hiyori. They're doing some tricks. They're trying to gain life with their leader. And they do that. They'll probably go up to 7,000 power for the turn. Or, excuse me, 9,000. I must have missed something, guys. I missed when they went up to 2,000. Hang on, I do have to watch this real quick. Okay, so they Hiyori to set their top card. Then they're going to play out a Luffy, I think it is. Yeah, and it's a 5-cost Rocket Boot Luffy to pop the Brook to go to 7,000 for the turn. Then they're going to use the leader effect, excuse me, and go up to 9,000. Playing out the ace, they're going to be able to swing with that. Okay, hey, we've got an 8K blocker, though. Careful with that. Careful with the blocker. Okay, because, yeah, I was going to say, if we had blocked there, he would have smashed into our Aramaki, and that could have really hurt us, right? That could have really slowed us down. So the only 5 costs they have in their current... Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness gracious. Guys, this curve is crazy. We have to talk about this curve for blue-black right now of like turn 4 into Brook. I know it's a 3 cost, who cares, whatever. Into turn... excuse me. So 4 Dawn, you can play Brook. 6 Dawn, Hajradin. 8 Dawn, Aramaki. Into 10 Dawn, Kuzan? That is awesome, man. This is a really cool-looking list I've not seen yet. This is really, really freaking cool. Okay, let's see what happens. And he's still not swinging. He's like, hey, you're at 9K, your turn. You still have 1 life left. Now you have to get rid of that if you want to do something crazy this turn. And we're just getting a huge board here. Okay, so we do have a 2K, 2K, and then 3 1Ks in hand. So maybe we will be able to block with the Aramaki this turn to get a double block off, potentially. Very nice. Bouncing back the, we bounced back the ace to hand, right? Or did we pop it? I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I already can't remember. But whatever happened, we don't have to deal with the ace this turn, so we slowed them down. It's their turn. And anything they put down, we can bounce back with Aramaki. That's the crazy part. Literally any card they put down, we can bounce with Aramaki. Okay, so doing a top search there. Or not a top search, but a top arrangement with Perona. Sorry about the... so pause real quick. Sorry, guys. It looks like I didn't do this one correctly with the overlay. I do apologize that the overlay is off a little bit. I'll have to fix it. I have like 12 overlays now, guys, because all these different resolutions. So my apologies on the overlay. It's a little bit off. Okay, so they play out a Kuzan here. They play out a Rebecca, which is a nice little blocker. What do we do here? Let's go ahead and bounce a card back. Honestly, I would have maybe bounced back that guy. It looks like he's actually coming across that decision right now. Maybe he's going to attack into it. Okay, 7 into 6, and then... Okay, let's see what they do here. They let it go. Seems good for us. So, personally, I think I would have bounced back the Luffy. That's what I would have done personally. I would have just bounced the Luffy right back. And then I don't think we have to play out the Gats. We could sit with our board the way it was. But I think they realized that, too. I think after watching the way they played that by replacing the Kuzan they just played, I think they're just like, whoops, yeah, that was just a play mistake. Okay, Gecko Moria grab back at least 1 Luffy, and it looks like a Sabo. They're going to crack this Luffy, popping the Rebecca. Then they're going to go ahead and play out the... well, first they're going to attach 2 to their leader, put 2 cards into life, play out the Sabo here, draw 2, trash 2. And we don't have a blocker. This is not great. They're swinging for 11. We can block 2K, 2K, right? If we're an 8, hang on, 2K, 2K will get us to 12. So we can block with Aramaki here and save this guy. Okay, we're just going to let it go. That's fine as well. Another Aramaki, too. Interesting. So I probably would have let that card go, by the way. That's just me personally. Wait, what did we just do there? I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay, Aramaki, we have to trash a card from hand to bounce back a 2 or less, but it's a 7 or less because of our Kuzan on the board. Oh, man. This is getting out of control, right? This is getting out of hand very quickly. Bouncing cards. Is it to the bottom of the deck? I'm sorry, I need to see something real quick. So -3 there. I really like that. So they did -3 to that, to the Gecko Moria. And this will... Discard 1 card from your hand, return 1 cost 2 or lower character to the bottom of its owner's deck. So that card's out of here. You know, it's gone. It's not to the trash. It's not back to hand. It's to the bottom of the deck. I really want to try this deck now, guys, just because I really like Aramaki. It was a card like when it first came out, 8 cost 8K blocker. I just really love that card. Okay, let's see what happens now. What are they going to do now? Like, how many times can they keep playing out these cards, gaining life, and doing this and doing that to get back on their curve? Because for those who are not aware, or not curved, back on their rhythm, Black Yellow Luffy is a combo deck, right, guys? Are we going here? Let me make sure we're still... Yeah, we're 2x speed. This guy's just deep in the tank. He's like, how do I do this? He had another Gecko Moria. This guy had an incredible pull, too, which is a really good testimony to how well this game's gone. And it looks like they're both very competent players doing very well. I would be correcting more plays, guys, but these are pretty much solid plays. I don't really see a lot of room for correction needed. Like I said, the one that I will say is I would have blocked last turn to save my Hajradin with my Aramaki and a double 2K counter. Excuse me. That's the only thing I would have done differently, because then you could have easily got rid of the Gecko Moria with that way. 11 into 8. We have exactly enough. Why not? Yeah, I would do it. Because we could swing for lethal next turn, right? Hang on. So we're going to see what they do here. Okay, interesting. So hear me out. I would have just kept him on the board, go 2K, 1K, 1K from hand, right? Because, yeah, two-legged toys. So let me do the math real quick. So 11 into 8. So we can get to 12, right? 2 will put us at 10, and then the 2 1Ks will put us at 12. I'd keep this guy on the board and swing for lethal next turn. You know, because if you go 11, 11, 11, you could actually go for even more than that, by the way. You could probably do 13, 13, 13, I think. No, that's not correct. Hang on. So we have 8, 10, 8. So that would be 20. Hang on, let me do the math. So that'd be 26K, 36K divided by 3. Yeah, we could do 3 12s. We could do 3 12Ks. There's no way he's getting out of that. He might be able to get out of one of them, but not 2 of them. And honestly, if we just go 11, 12, 13, there's just no way, right? There's just no way. Okay, here we go. So they do end up letting this go. I would have saved it personally. That's just me. So right here, going to play out the Doflamingo. So again, I do think that was a missed win opportunity, because hear me out real quick. So say we did what I just said and we countered out. So we have an 8K, a 10K, and an 8K, right? So what we could do is attach just one. Attach one Dawn to your Kuzan to swing for 11 first. That will get bare minimum 2 cards out of his hand, right? Okay, perfect. Now he has 1 card left in hand. So now he can't get out of any more 11Ks. We could swing for another 11 and another 14 or something like that, right? So that was technically a missed win. Got to bust out the chess meter. This has been a very good game, by the way. But that was technically a missed win, okay? Either way, this is turning out pretty well, and we are still in control, but hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the butt, because we missed a very strong opportunity there to close out the game. Okay, gonna go ahead and set those cards. That's nice. Sabo, we got double blockers here. Let's bounce it. Hey, we can keep bouncing cards back all day too, which is nice. That is really nice. Bounce that card back. Are we gonna finally swing for 10 here? We're gonna force them to give us a card either from their... They might just bottom deck this or not. Okay, we got a 2K counter. Perfect. Perfect. We'll take the 2K counter. Okay, let's see what they choose to do here. Just kind of waiting for our opponent. They've got a lot of decisions to make here, but I think they just need to go for game. In this situation, actually, it's our turn. Are we? What are we looking for? Yeah, I think we just got to pass. Oh, they were thinking about swinging with Aramaki. Gotcha. But we've got 2 blockers and a life. We've got 2 2K counters. I don't know how we lose this game here unless they have something crazy in their hand. Maybe a yeah, they can't even KO our guy. Like they can't even play out the Rocket Boost Luffy because we have we played out Sabo that turn. We have 3 blockers. Excuse me, not 2. We have 3 blockers. I forgot about Aramaki. Oof, that must feel awful for them. We'll take the final hit here, and now we're sitting behind 3 blockers. There's no unblockable characters currently in black or yellow, so this is a wrap, right? First block, we'll give them our Doflamingo. Second block, we'll give them the Sabo, and if it comes down to a third block, we give them Aramaki. Okay, they're going to trash 2 cards, though, and go up 2 life. That is the only thing they can do right now. And they had a third Gecko Moria. This guy had a pretty crazy pull up top, guys. I will say, and I'm not trying to say it was luck or anything, because, hey, I don't think they're going to win. But here's the thing. Whoa, what just happened there? Okay, they played that out. They played out the Luffy, and they tried to KO. Okay, they just wanted to draw a card from that effect. Gotcha. Okay, because I was going to say they can't KO anything because of the Sabo effect. 10 into there, block out, it's over. Right? Bounce the blocker. Oh my goodness. Swing for 14. GG. That was awesome. That was a great game. Very enjoyable to watch. Again, I don't have a lot of bad things to say. I think both players played very well. The only thing I will say is we did have 1 missed win. There might have been a second one on the turn before that. I'm not exactly sure. Probably not. But we definitely had 1 missed win. But hey, we still won in the end. So hey, we'll take it every single time. All right, guys, let me get set up for just a second. Y'all give me just a minute here. Let me black the screen out, move my head over here, get us all set up. Do this, do that, and now we are going to go straight into the sim again, guys. We're going to go straight into the sim, and we're going to check out some rush decks. Like I said, I'm in a little bit of a rush today, so I do have to kind of... Whoops, hang on, I just messed up my face cam. There we go. Okay. I am in a little bit of a rush today, so we got to make a quicker video than normal. So, now I have a question for you guys. What do you think, this is going back to the beginning, what deck do you think will become the premier red deck, but I really want to say the rush deck going into OP08? We're about to check out 3 games, one of Sanji, one of Zoro, and one of Whitebeard. Actually, I think it's one Zoro, or excuse me, I think it's one Sanji, one Whitebeard, then one Zoro. And I want you guys to tell me what y'all think. And there's a few other options as well, like Ace and stuff. You guys tell me what y'all think, again, in the comment section below. And we'll have to see what's going on here. But I will say this, I do think Sanji becomes the premier deck, but you guys tell me what y'all think. I'm not saying that, you know, it for sure is. It's just what it's my initial thoughts. There we go. Okay, so first game's up here. Volume is off and speed is on 2x. Let's do this. All right, so this is a mirror match. This is Sanji versus Sanji, PRB01 Sanji, the leader. It's the only leader in that set. But I'm running a film version, and I'm not sure what my opponent... I think they're actually running a film version as well, by the way. So they go ahead... excuse me, pause. They're playing very aggressively like you're supposed to with this deck, where they bust out the 2-cost Sanji. It's their second turn. They're on 3 Dawn this turn. And they just take their top life card, attach 2 Rested Dawn to them, and smash in for 7. This effect is extremely powerful. You know, in this deck, that is a 2-cost 7k rusher that draws a card from the top of your life. I know you lose a life in the process, but for what just happened, I think we take those, right? Okay, so let's see what happens here. I do a... Oh, I get... I'm not sure what just happened. Hang on. Oh, I got a top 3 search with that Luffy. I had a Luffy as a trigger. So I got to do a top 3 film search. Okay, now I'm going to swing 3 into 3. Let's see if he wants to give me a card. If he wants to give me a card, I'll swing 5 into it as well. And then whatever else I can. So here we go. I'm going to swing 5 into him. And then it's time to bust out the old 3-cost starter Zoro that has Dawn times 1 plus 1,000 power. That Dawn times 1 effect is on all turns. So I will be a 6,000 power character even on my opponent's turn. And in this deck, he has Rush. This is a 3-cost 7... Well, excuse me. It's really a 4-cost 7,000 power rusher that has 6,000 on defense. So it's just a better version of Kid and Killer in this deck if you think about it. Unless you have to play out more than one character in a turn where you can only give 1 Rush. Then Kid and Killer gets the value he needs still. 5 into 3, you can have that all day. Let's see what he does here. He has 5 Dawn left, and I'm not exactly sure what every single, you know, Sanji player is running these days. It's hard to say. That we're still trying to figure out what works best. But I think the film Straw Hat version is getting very close to what I want it to be. Like, I think it's hard to beat that deck currently. Like as in, it has so much synergy. It has so much raw power. It feels very good to pilot. Like, you have a lot of options. And I'm not even saying it's fully finished yet. There's probably still room for plenty of revisions. 6 into 6, I can't give him that. I can't let him have that. And guys, when it comes to the Bear King, if I have a 6,000 power character or more on the field, that card cannot be KO'd in battle. So we're going to have to just ignore that card. We're going to have to just ignore that card for now. Excuse me. So here we go. 5 into 5. Let's see what they give us. I'm going to play out the Luffy, attaching 2 to him. I'm going to swing 5 for 5 at face. I'm actually going pretty heavy attack mode here. Swing for 5. So I swung for 5, 5, and then 7 at face on turn 3. That was my 6 Dawn turn, guys. That was my 6 Dawn turn. And I swung for 5, 5, 7. Okay, my opponent's turn. Chaka, that's another card I want to add to the deck. I keep forgetting to add that card. That card is so good. It makes so much sense in Sanji. I do want to add that to the list. I think it would be a direct improvement. But just know it's not in this list, and I will show the lists at the end of the video. Okay, they're going to go 8 into 6 here. I was really tempted to just go 3 1Ks to get out of that. I was very, very tempted. But it's like, you know what? I don't think I'm in a bad position this game. In fact, I think I'm in a position to win this game currently. So right here, okay, and then I got a very nice top deck as well. But I'm going to go ahead and play out the Walpole here, I'm pretty sure. Walpole is just extremely good because watch this. Excuse me. I can play him down. Yeah, I'm just doing some math right now. Sorry, guys. It's taking me a while. Do I have it on 2x speed? I think I forgot to put it on 2x speed, didn't I? No, I'm good. Okay, sorry. I was going to say, wait a minute. So I go ahead and swing 8 at face, -2 to the Chaka, 6 in the Chaka. I'm not going to lie. If he had countered out of this with a 2K, if he's going to counter out of this, and I think I should have swung in with the Shariah. That's what I was going to say. In the game, he swings out, or he blocks out with that. I think I should have swung in with the Shariah, because I'm not really in jeopardy of losing this game, even though I kind of am. You know what I mean? Like, technically, he could maybe swing with perfect numbers and get lethal if I have nothing but bricks in my life. But I didn't really want to chance it. Okay, so he plays out that card. But here's the thing. Pause. Do y'all see the problem with what he did? Does anyone see a problem with the current board state of what just happened there? So he can't go for lethal, right? I have 3 life. He only has 3 attacks left. He's tapped out. He has 1 life, 3 cards in hand, and no blocker. So he basically loses on board plus 1 card from hand, whatever my card might be. Okay? And I have plenty of cards to give him. Okay, I'm going to use that card. Go ahead and grab like a Shiraya. That's fine. I got 2 Luffy triggers that game. That's pretty cool. And then he smashes in. I'm at 1 life. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. I'm going to swing for 7. Get the last 2 cards out of your hand. Now I'm going to swing for 7 more. And this will go through. And then I'm going to swing for 9. And that's game over. Right? So that's one thing you have to realize when it comes to, when it comes to doing math. And when it comes to, like, I have people ask me all the time whenever I'm doing coaching or whenever people ask, you know, just randomly, whether it be in the Discord or in the comment section, like, when do you swing for lethal? Or, like, when do you know to swing versus when do you know, like, swing at life, I mean, versus swing at the board? And the answer is if you have lethal, always go for that, obviously. But you have to make sure you're doing the math to make sure everything lines up the way you want it to. However, going into the board is always the right play, though. If lethal is not available, or next turn lethal if you're playing, like, from a disadvantage where you have to go for lethal in a turn, it's always good to go into the board. Always. It's always a good idea. However, there are some circumstances where you shouldn't. Like, for example, if they have like a 9,000 power character on the board and plenty of counter power, why would you try to swing like 11 into 9 that they can counter out of with like a 2K, 1K when you could swing like 7 into face 2 or 3 times for the turn and get so many cards out of hand or put them on the back foot? There's situations. I'll probably end up dedicating an entire video to that in the near future. Okay, next game. So that was Sanji. Next up, we've got Rushbeard here. Are you ready for this, guys? We got a Whitebeard Rusher build. Let me go speed 2x, and we are good to go. Okay, so this is one heck of a game. Spoiler warning, this is one heck of a game versus the new Doflamingo. This is, of course, OP08.5 Doffy. They have all the tools they need, but I'm running a Rush version of Whitebeard. So I'm going to swing for 6, swing for 5. I did that out of order, but I kind of wanted to see what he'd give me. Maybe I could get more cards out of his hand, you know what I mean? And I didn't want him to know right away that I'm playing a Rush version. Now he knows right away I'm playing a Rush version. A Rush version. I can't even say that. Okay, 5 Dawn play here. The question is, do I go face or go board? Well, in this situation, it's a little bit different. See, it's always situational. There's always circumstances. I am going all in on the face here. I'm going 5, 6, 7 this turn. I've got him down to 2. 2 life is a very important number, right? There's this card called, what's his name? Kid Killer. I'm going to need that. Swings in for 6. I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm about to just take this life. Because guess what? If I take this life, or if I don't take this life, I'm going to lose 2 cards from hand. And I'm going to go down to 1 life next turn anyway. So, you know, that's kind of, I don't know how else to say it. He's doing a draw 2, trash 2 with the cycle with his Mihawk right now. But it's like, I go ahead and take it. I know some people might be thinking like, dude, that was crazy. Sure was. Hey, now he has to swing 9 into my 5K blocker, or in my 5K rusher. I'm like, dude, you can have that thing all day. Okay, and now it's my turn. 7 Dawn turn. Ask yourself what you would do here. Ask yourself what you would do here. I'm on a clock, guys. One thing I want to mention, though. Check out my hand. Let's do some math real quick. I'm sorry that the bar is in the way. I have a 2K counter Jozu, 2K counter Sanji, another 2K counter Sanji, 2K counter Thatch, 2K counter another Jozu, 1K counter Ace, the new 5-cost Ace, and a 0-cost 3K. I'm 6,000 base power. I'm going to lose life at the end of this turn. Even if he puts all of his Dawn, he will be at 8 Dawn next turn. If he put all of his Dawn on his leader swing 13 at my face, it doesn't matter. I still can get out of it. Right? I will still be able to get out of it. Because, you know, that would just be, what, 2K, 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 3K or something like that. And he would lose all his momentum, and I could just keep bashing in and go about things that way. So what I decide to do here is double down. I've already decided I'm going to rush this guy down, right? Like last turn pretty much dictated that, right? But now it's like, you know what? I'm literally just going to double down and go all face. All right, here we go. He's at 2 life. So let's go 7, 7, 7, right? We got the magic number here. 7, 7 more. Gives me a card from life. 7 more. He's going to have to give me 2K 1K here, right? Or 2K 2K. Okay, he gives me a 2K 1K. I get Atmos. I really wish I had gotten that card earlier. It would have changed everything about this game. That new Atmos card, let me pause real quick. Atmos is a 4-cost 5K 1K counter Whitebeard Pirates card that has, when attacking, if your leader is Whitebeard Pirates, you don't lose a life from your own effects this turn. So then I would have changed a lot. If I got that right on curve on turn 2, that would have been very different. Okay, swing for 6. Now I do have to counter out. Oh, man, I have to counter out. Okay, fine. So I give him the Atmos here. Right now he's doing a draw 2, trash 2 cycle. I give him Atmos, sure. And I think he's going to Gravity Blade Raging Tiger me right here. which is a good play. Which I'm going to be honest, guys, it's a good play. Or play out the blocker, because I saw a Gravity Blade go into his trash there. I'm surprised he didn't just do that this turn and just pass. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't have a lot of counter in hand. Who knows? Swings for 8 into my 5. I can't, and he bounces back my Kid and Killer. That's fine. I'm going up to 9 Dawn here. And guess what we're about to do? We were about to implement the Luffy strategy, the black-yellow Luffy strategy, where it's like, hey, guess what? I'm just going to go to 8,000 power this turn and say good luck swinging into my 14-card hand. Now, one thing I will say is if this guy had one pudding, I just lose the game. If he has just a single pudding here, I just lose the game. But, you know, spoiler warning, guys, there's no pudding coming. There is no pudding coming. He plays out the Jinbei into the Boa. And I'm like, go ahead and swing into me, dude. I'm at 8K. Let's see what he does here. And I did just establish a massive body. I will say I think he needed to be a little more aggressive into me, talking about the Doflamingo player. I think he needed to be a little more aggressive to start eating cards out of my hand faster. But maybe he was trying to desperately go for a pudding. Okay, so right here he goes to 12, so I'm going to give him a 3K and a 2K. So I'm actually going to give him the ace because I have cheaper rushers in hand. And then I give him so 3K, 2K gets me to 12 out of 11. And, or 13 into 12, whatever, well, I can't remember. So right here, I still can't quite end the game. And I check the waters real quick. I swing for 7 and see what he does here. Okay? Because I still have a lot of counter power in hand, guys. A lot of counter power. He gives me a 2K, 1K. I swing in for 10. Let's see what he does here. Now, if he had not blocked, he's going to block, guys. If he had not blocked out, I would have just slammed Luffy and gone for face. Gone for lethal. Because he only had 4 cards in hand, and I could have made him a 5 plus 4, so 6 plus 4. He'd have been a 10K unblockable, and he's been 2K, 1K countering out of the game all game. I was just going to take the chance, but he was very smart. He did play, or he did block there. But now it's like, okay, so in that case, I'm not going to. Another option is maybe I could have tried to go Kid and Killer plus Zoro. Why even chance it? I'm just going to drop down another 9 cost right here. So I'm doing the math right now. I'm counting my 2Ks and 1Ks to make sure I can survive no matter what. The answer was yes, I can. His turn. He plays out a... That was a good sign for me. He used 4 Dawn to play out a card he's not ever going to get to use. So I was like, okay, seems good. Here's an easy 2K, 1K, and now the game's over. I give him a 2K, 1K. I do end up giving him the rusher because I had 3 other rushers. Technically, I had 5 other rushers in hand. Okay. Let's see what he does there. He swung for, what was that? Oh, he bounced back. So I had 6 cards in my hand, and he bounced back the 2K counter law, the 4 cost 4K 2K counter. That says I have to put a card to the bottom of my deck. So I put the Thatch at the bottom of my deck. And now it's my turn. Okay, so we're going to swing for 7, see what he gives me. It's going to cost a 2K, 1K. Again, we're just taxing him so much. Swing for 10, it's going to be the blocker. Or actually, it should be the card first. Then I'll swing for 10, it'll be the blocker, whichever way he wants to do it. And then it's going to be everything on Kid and Killer, loaded up, swing for 12. GG, that was a fun one. He got to 9K, that was a very close game. That was a fun one, guys. That was a really fun game. And Rushbeard, or whatever they want to call him, Whitebeard with the Rush package, it only gets stronger, I feel like. I think and notice what I had coming out on top of my life there. I have 2 of those in the deck. Well, or not for my life, for my deck. We'll look at the deck list later. But that card, my logic is, okay, I'll just drop this down on curve and start popping characters. Sure, swing into that guy if you want to. He's an 8K body. Okay, one more game for today. Like I said, shorter video today. Sorry, guys. We've got a game of Green-Yellow Yamato. Zoro versus Green-Yellow Yamato. And this is running the animal. I think they're calling it Zoro, like zoo for animals. I think that's what they're calling this list. It's not a bad name. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad either. I'm playing this version could be way better. We'll talk about that as we get to it, when we break down the different deck lists. This version could have been way better, but, it was okay for today's game. You'll see. You'll see what I'm saying. All right, so here we go. Right here, they're going to play out Ashura. I was very relieved to see that. I think he should have tried to just run me over. I honestly think what he should have done there... okay, pause. I do play out the Chopper, playing out another Chopper. It can play a 4,000 power or lower animal character from the top 5, puts it into play rested. Very, very powerful interaction there with the new 3 cost 5K Chopper. I think our opponent here should have gone like 7K to face. I think he should have just started putting me on a clock, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill out the board. Yeah, I'm playing Zoro, okay? If you don't know I'm going to fill out the board, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I do understand him getting another body on the board. That makes sense, because now he has multiple swings for the turn, but that's just a 2 cost 3K. You know what I mean? And this version of the list, it runs a few smaller characters, but I think you'll see. I don't think it's just... I think the better idea is to just go straight for face here. Okay, I go ahead and play that out. I'm going to go ahead and swing for 6 here. I don't really have any other play, but that's fine. My board is completely full on turn 2. Going second, turn 2, full board, and I got to swing for 6. Your turn. That new chopper package is just insane, guys. It's just so good. And I also, one thing, quick spoiler warning, I forgot to add the 3-cost 4K EB01 secret chopper, or is actually, I can't remember if it's an SR or a secret. No, excuse me, it's an SR. I forgot to add the SR chopper from EB01, which would just improve the list. Okay, 5 into 5 here, and I actually take it. I did that on purpose, right? I knew it was double attack. I could have easily countered out, but I wanted to refill my hand a little bit so I can defend my board better and potentially refill my board better if I have to. Doing some math here. Plus 5,000 power to the board by attaching 1 Dawn to my leader. Seems good every time. 1 Dawn translating to 6,000 power because 1K for the leader and then 5K for the board. Okay, swing for 5. Right here, I'm going to swing for 5 more at leader. And then I'm going to swing for 6. I buffed him with that little bear on the side. I can't remember all these characters' names. Let me see if I can actually see with my glasses on. Hiking Bear, he can, with 1 Dawn attached, he can give plus 1,000 power to an animal character for the turn as an activate main. So right now I still have 4 left. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing for 6. Then I'm going to swing for 6. And then I'm going to play out. I'm going to replace that doctor lady there that I just swung with another one, with another doctor. So now they can't swing into my board. I keep my board as full as I can. I grab the 3-cost 5K chopper. That card's just insane in here. And I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Now, don't get me wrong. Yamato can just turn on the gas at any time and say, okay, double attack life, and here we go. But I do have 1 blocker. I do have actually not many cards in hand, to be honest. I'm hoping he just takes the bluff, right? Like, hey, I don't have any. I have nothing but 2K counters in hand, But I don't. It's a trick. It's a trap. All right, let's see what they do. They play out a Shura to start the turn off, which is fine because they can still attach that 2 Dawn to wherever they want to with leader effect, which they do right there. Swing for 5 into 5 right here, or excuse me, 4 into 4, excuse me. Right here, I think I should give him a 1K counter. I do think I should, just in case he has some type of removal. It'll make him dedicate another attack into the board, and I can still block out with Chopper. He has 5 Dawn left. I'm expecting a Kikanoja, or not Kikanoja. I'm expecting a Momonosuke, but he doesn't have anything he can push back to his life from the board. Maybe he has a Gadatsu or something since he's running the Sky Island package. I have no idea. Swing 7. I'm going to block out of that and protect my Chopper. And he goes ahead and plays out a what's it called? Ohm. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. So I swing 3 into 2 there with my, or was it, hang on. It was 3K into 2K with the, with Dr. I can't read her name this far away. Dr. K, something with a K. Swing for 7 at life there. I buffed it with my leader and with the Hiking Bear. I cheat out another Hiking Bear, and now I can attach 1 Dawn to him to give a Dawn over to the other guy. But I don't know if that's even the right call at this point, because I don't think they can stop it. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm just going to keep going face. I'm going to see what they give me. If they can counter out of this, then I change my entire game plan. Okay, they counter out. I have 1 attack left. I only have 3 life. They have 4 attacks. So what I need to do here is I need to get the ace off the board. It's no longer time to swing at face. I need to swing at legal targets on the board, remove what I can, and go about things that way. So in this situation, what would you do? Pause it, try to figure out what you would do here, and then see if that's what I did, in this situation. I'm not saying what I did was the best move, but I do think it was probably at least an excellent move. We'll have to see. If you guys can think of a better move, by all means, put it in the comment section below. I do a top 5 search. I go ahead and grab the 2K counter. I was thinking about using if I had more Dawn available, I would have chosen the other card, the Jet Pistol, because then I could have popped the Ohm. I could have swung 7 into the ace, and then he has 2 attacks left, pretty much. Even though it will do 3 damage because 1's double attack, I'm banking on the knowledge that I'm pretty sure I will be able to counter out from whatever I get from life. Okay, but I go ahead and grab the 2K counter because that's a safe bet. I'm going to swing 7. He cannot defend out of it. I'm going to play out the Chopper, replacing the Dr. Karuha or something like that. Kureha. And then I'm going to play out this guy here and pass the turn. So this is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking right here. I have 3 life left, no blocker on the board, and I only have a 2K, 1K in hand. But at the same time, think about how the leader works. Unless he drew a rush card, he's not going to get to use his leader effect, because the leader effect can only attach rested Dawn to characters. He swings in for 8. I go ahead and take that. And now I can get out of a 9K attack, by the way. So he is going to have to get to 9K with this character right here. Yeah, so one more. And then it doesn't matter. Checkmate, right? So right here, he swings for 9. I take it, but now even if he puts all of his Dawn on the Holy, and I got a 2K counter, now I can get out of anything that's coming my way. Swing for 5. That's going to require a 1K. Swing for 5. And then I'm going to give you a 2K or another 1K or a 2K, whatever. And now it's game over. I just have to do the math correctly here, and it is game over. 1 on the leader. Attach 1 here. We'll go swing 5. See what he wants to do. All right. No trigger. Swing 5. We'll see what he does here. Okay, he has no life left. He's going to tap down one of my guys, but I'm going to load everything on my chopper, give him +1 with each of the bears to swing for 15 GG. That was a fun game. Okay, that was a good one. So you guys tell me what y'all think. What do y'all think is like the way going forward? A few other leaders I do want to talk about. Hang on one second. I'm sorry, guys. I should have brought this up first. There is one other option I feel like could be very, very strong in the rush package currently, and I think it's Ace. I might be doing a video. Oh, let me move my face. There we go. Okay. I will probably be doing a video on Ace in the near future here, exploring what kind of directions we can go with this leader, you know, going forward. But I will say this. Currently, until I experiment with Ace here, until I see what I want to do here, I think the best rush deck going forward for now, for the time being, going into OP08.5. And I know that's, hey, that's a while away for us. I know we're not even in OP08 yet in the West. But I think this deck is probably going to be very promising, the deck you see in the background. Maybe some revisions. It doesn't necessarily have to be Straw Hats. It doesn't have to be film. It doesn't have to be whatever. You can make it whatever you want to. Okay? But the other options really are Zoro. This is very good with the Zoo version we saw. We are going to go over that. And Whitebeard is just a strong deck, guys. I mean, there's so many options because once you go to the late game, playing out a 9,000 power, playing out a 9-cost 10,000 power character that makes your leader an 8,000 power leader, it's just always good. It's just good. It's good every single time. It's never a bad thing. And it almost acts as a time warp where, and you still don't care about their board because we're just running them over. Dragon is still pretty good too. And like Luffy and Dragon, I feel like we're on the bottom ends of the at the aggro stuff. Because here's why I say that. Everything you can run in Dragon, you can probably run in the other leaders. Like there's a few Revo Army exclusive effects. Like let me just bring that up real quick before we dive into these lists, guys. Sorry, this is kind of just a rant. Okay, so Red, Revo. Like, for example, Koala, you have to have a Revo Army leader. Let me see. Play up to 1 Revo Army character. There's one other one. Hang on one second. Some do require, like, multicolor leaders, but Dragon still can't do that either, right? This is if you have a multicolor leader, you can't even play this from your trigger. But no, there's one other one I was thinking of. Karasu. So if your leader type is Revolutionary Army, when you play this card, minus 1,000 power for the turn to a character or leader. So other than this, other than Karasu and Koala, the rest aren't really restricted to, like Dragon, you just play wherever you want to. So that's my only problem with trying to go with Dragon. Let me go back to the leaders. When it comes to like building the best rush deck that you can, that's like my biggest problem with Dragon. Not saying it's a bad card, and there's a lot of really cool tricks, and like I was just saying in the game earlier too, like the Chaka, like running Chaka and this 2-cost Luffy, you're able to swing Dawn everywhere. It just goes absolutely crazy. And but who knows? Maybe we're supposed to add Chaka to this list. By the way, I think that's like the next step that I can do to that I could take to improving this list. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes in the future. So here's the Sanji list. I called it Film G because it's running the Straw Hat plus Film package. It's running the Nami plus Luffy Searcher. Luffy is Straw Hat Crew, so Nami can actually. Nami can do a top 5 search and snag Luffy. Luffy can then do like a top 3 search to grab one of these film cards and go from there, which can grab this 6-cost 8K guy. It can grab Shariah. It can grab Bear King and whatever else you want to add to the list because there's a lot of film targets, guys. Let me show you. For Red, there's actually quite a bit of film targets you can grab. If you want to go later into the game, you can actually also grab the 10-cost Shanks potentially. You can't rush with this. It has to be an 8 or less to be able to give it rush with a leader. But this is another option to go if you just want to slow the game down, start popping stuff and go about things that way and like maintaining a lead from your early on advantage. Or you could just grab this Shanks, which you can play. It's an 8-cost 10K, 1K counter vanilla card that is film. So you can search it up with Luffy, then give it rush and swing in for 10K. It's just a great card. It just works really well with the deck. And then last but not least, I do want to mention one other one while we're here. It's a Straw Hat card, actually. It's Luffy. I took it out of the list because I found myself never playing it. This one. 8 costs, 9,000 power, banished Luffy. This card seems so good on paper with what we're doing with this deck, and it's not a bad card, by the way, but it seemed like it was going to be so much better. I ended up just never playing it. I would always rather fill up the board with like multiple characters and just give something like this guy rush while still developing a blocker. Or like early on, you know, early on it's just a dead card, whereas it doesn't have a counter on it. Early on, this card is just completely dead. But I understand, hey, if there's like a lot of yellow in your area, which Enel is a very strong deck at the time you're recording this, but if you know, I don't know how else to say it, guys. I have just not been having good experiences with this card. Now, maybe in the future, if we go down more of an Alabasta area, like or direction. Because then we could, let me see something. You may rest this character and give your active leader minus 5,000 for the turn. Top 5 Alabasta search. Now, that's not great. Not a huge fan of that. I don't know if there's a good Alabasta searcher for us just yet, but there are cards in here like Pell, Chaka. This Zoro is Alabasta. This Luffy is Alabasta. There probably is a direction we can go in the near future. Maybe it is Straw Hat Alabasta. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe it just doesn't run the Alabasta Searcher or something like that. I don't know. But there is maybe an idea where we can go that because Chaka is very good. This is not a on-play effect. So we can play him, do his effect if we have enough Dawn, give him Rush, start going to town. Same idea with Pell. Pell plus Tony Chopper is just insane. It's just absolutely disgusting. So, you know, something we'll have to look into in the future, you know, or something we'll have to look into, you know, in the future. This Pell as well. Who knows? We'll have to see. I just wish that they had a better searcher. I almost forgot about this guy. This Chaka as well is extremely strong, but this is if your leader is Nefeltari Vivi. So not a huge fan of that, but otherwise this card could have been so good in the list. Unfortunately, this one is, you know, this searcher, it's not that it's bad. Like maybe there's a world where you still try to run it because like early on you just need to do a little bit of searching, hand fixing, just give up one attack, and then they're probably going to attack into this character, so it'll work as a counter and it replaces itself by drawing a card. But you losing an attack for the turn, not a huge fan of that. We'll have to see what happens. Also, this is another decent card. I have had someone ask me about this card. I think this card could absolutely work in Sanji, especially if you go this Alabasta direction. Okay, all right, guys. Well, that's it for Sanji. Let's go ahead and hop over now to, who was next? Whitebeard. I think I called him Rushbeard. And if you guys have any comments or questions, suggestions, please do not hesitate to put them down in the comment section below, guys. Please do not be shy. What did I call him? Rushbeard. Here we go. So I'm working on this one. Let me get rid of this. There we go. This list I'm still working on, but it actually seemed pretty decent. You guys got to see it in the game against Doflamingo. I think the list is just fine. I don't think it's insane. I think it could use some work, but I think it's going in a pretty decent direction. It's just all rushers, guys. Look at this. It's got 2 Luffys to close out the game. It's got same thing with the two Kid Killers. I don't have more than 2 because this card early on is just a dead card, right? It's just a 4 cost 5k. We easily have a better card with Zoro. Zoro's just strong. Jozu can rush later in the game. Ace can rush at any time. I'm running 2 of these guys just in case they start going like blocker crazy, because then we can, you know, if we play this card out on turn, you know, on our 7 Dawn turn, pop something and pass the turn after swinging with our leader, then we might be able to follow up with Ace and just crack their whole board. You know, just crack their entire board. It could be insane. We'll have to see. Okay, and I am running the new Ace, the new starter deck Ace. I swear, man, I don't want to say I swear, but like I never can get this card to work for me. I never feel like there's like an opportune time for me to play it. I think I just need to put my trust in the card and just go with it sometime. Like, I'll just have to try it at some point. But other than that, this list is pretty straightforward. It is still, like, it's heavily Whitebeard Pirates. So Izo can search up any Whitebeard Pirate in this deck except Izo. It can't search for a card with the same name. But it can grab this Atmos. It can grab either of the new gates, of course, any of the Aces, Thatch, Jozu, and that's pretty much it. Remember, guys, these events are actually Straw Hat Crew. These are Straw Hat Crew events. So maybe there's an argument to swap out this Izo with like a Nami searcher or something along those lines. But I will say the list is performing pretty well as is, but I've only done limited testing. So in all fairness, it could get way better. But yeah, I think a rush version of Edward Newgate seems very strong, especially how like later in the game, dropping down a Newgate, you can totally change the direction of the battle. You can totally change the mood, that, you know, the tone of the fight. So really good stuff there. Very fun list. I'm not going to talk too much on this one. I think this one needs the most work. Okay, and then last but not least, we got Zoro. I got that all the way down at the bottom. Here we go. Zuru is what I called it. Here's what I was running. Again, I forgot to add Let me type in chopper. I forgot to add this chopper. How could I do such a thing? I do think this needs to go on the list. I'd probably drop these 2 cloven hooves like right away and go 2 choppers. Maybe go to 3. Maybe I drop one of these choppers to go up one of these. I don't know. Because I only need like one of these choppers a game. Like at least theoretically, that's what I'm thinking. The little rush guy, actually, hang on. I probably could do it like that. Maybe that's a little bit better, like going a 4-3 with the blocker choppers. Because this rush guy is really strong, but most of the times I'm probably going to be slamming him down from the Tony chopper. No, it's a rush card. Hang on, we got to bring that card back up. So here's all the animal stuff, by the way, if you want to search through here. And tell me what you guys think. What would y'all do to change things around? Let me go up to this. Maybe I drop down a jet pistol. Maybe I just go like a single jet pistol. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But think of it like this. I did want 1 or 2 jet pistols in the list, guys, because check this out. Excuse me. If I have a Tony chopper in play and they want to go, you know, okay, we're just going to drop down Eustace Kid. Okay, no problem. What I'll do is I will go Tony chopper. I'll attach 2 Dawn to him. Maybe I'll even attach 3 Dawn, and I'll swing 7 into him, and I'll drop his power by 3, put him down to 5,000 power, so it'll be a 7 into 5 attack. He'll probably give me another blocker, and then I just pop it with jet pistol. Like, okay, well, thanks for that. Now we're moving on. You know what I mean? So I do think there's something to be said there. There might be some kind of combo potential there to pursue more. But for the time being, this does feel decent where it is, like something along these lines. Now, and again, remember, I did just add these last second. All right, guys, well, that's about it. Like I said, pretty short video for me today. I am in a little bit of a rush. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. And let me go ahead and put up the playmat page. Big shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Thank you guys so much. To everyone who's bought the playmat, I hope you're enjoying it. And a big shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much. All of you guys are helping me out so much. Thank you to anybody who just likes, subscribes, shares, comments, views it, all that good stuff. And tell me what you guys think, guys. What's going to be the best rush deck going forward? Is it time to pursue Ace? Is maybe he's going to be the best rush deck? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, I'm done, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, please don't forget to like, subscribe. Until next time, peace.